tonight's 8th race. It is the Cardigan Feed Services Pace. They'll be trackside with the winner. Now back over to track announcer Vance Cameron.
Lock her up. Mrs. Dragonfire, You Ain't Dolly, Elm Grove Misty, Dusty Lane, Zendaya, That's Me a Bed, top of the stretch. Here they come. Up and pacing the inside trio are leaving out. You Ain't Dolly, Mrs. Dragonfire, and Lock Her Up guarding the rail. Fourth one to the turn is Elm Grove Misty. Away fifth, Dusty Lane Zendaya, the early trailer. That's Me a Bad, the early leader. You Ain't Dolly takes over for Mark Bradley. Lock Her Up left hard and is rewarded with a two-hole ride. Third at the rail is Mrs. Dragonfire. Now fourth, that's Elm Grove Misty. Dusty Lane Zendaya fifth, and the trailer. That's Me a Bad on by the opening station in straight alignment now. You Ain't Dolly the leader, the quarter up, 28 and 4. Lock Her Up around the turn is second. Third at the rail, Mrs. Dragonfire. Fourth along the inside, Elm Grove Misty. Then in fifth, it's Dusty Lane Zendaya. That's Me a Bad. She sees them all. They approach the half mile next, led by You Ain't Dolly. The heavy favorite is halfway home for Mark Bradley. Lock Her Up races from second. On the move on the outside third. That is Elm Grove Misty underway. Fourth at the rail is Mrs. Dragonfire. On the outside, Dusty Lane Zendaya fifth. Trailing at the rail, That's Me a Bad, 59 and 1 was the half. Up the backstretch they go. 3/4 coming next, and You Ain't Dolly the leader. From the outside and at her wheel is Elm Grove Misty. In the pocket, Lock Her Up third. Driving up fourth now on the outside, Dusty Lane Zendaya. Mrs. Dragonfire riding the rail fifth. That's Me a Bad on the outside trails, but not out of it. All six of them have a shot. 1/8 of a mile to go. 3/4 in 1. 29 and 3. Down the stretch they come. You Ain't Dolly looking to go all the way. Lock Her Up the rail. Here's the line. You Ain't Dolly in line to Mark Bradley. Second, that is Lock Her Up. Dusty Lane Zendaya looks to be third. Time for the mile in 1:58 and 1.
Okay, we're going to get a look at the Universal Slow-Mo here for race 8. It was the Cardigan Feed Services Pace. He'll be trackside with the winner. It was a perfectly executed drive here by Mark Bradley with You Ain't Dolly. He busted off the wings here, got to the front just as they were passing the 8th pole, and then he found the brake pedal and got good middle fractions here. 28-4, 59 and 1, 129 and 3. Stepped it up a notch down the stretch. And he lets her out a notch, and she gets the job done over the pocket sitter, Lock Her Up, and Dusty Lane Zendaya and Corey McPherson. They close strong for the show dough, but no doubt about the winner. It's You Ain't Dolly going back-to-back for Bradley here in race 8. Nice mile, 1:58 and 1.
You Ain't Dolly arriving at the 8th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing Mare 6 by Shadow Play from the Cami Backstam. Amakami Owned by Kelsey Kern of Peaks, David Amadio of Port Morion, Nova Scotia, trained by Brendan Kern and driven to victory by Mark Bradley. She makes every call to winning one in 158 and a 1/5. You Ain't Dolly in the 8th down at trackside, the Cardigan Feed Services Cooler presentation.